What's good, y'all? It's your boy Derek Branch here of SportsView360.com covering New Orleans Saints. And today what we have on the screen today is a article written by Renee Nato of Crescent City Sports.com. A site that I think is really good, has some really good information in regards to New Orleans area sports, LSU, high school. But they primarily cover topics. A lot of the topics are revolve around New Orleans Saints. And today, a few days ago, Renee put out an article breaking down who he believes are 10 new potential Saints playmakers in 2025. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just look at it, just share some thoughts on it, and have a breakdown. All right, so number one on the list, we start us off with the obvious. Tyler Shook. He in his training camp, with a lot of eyes on him, drawing a lot of comparisons to the hype, surrounding, Dave Wilson back in 1981. That was a long time ago. Dave Wilson's the last time the Saints had a QB with that much attention from the jump. Shook, he has all the physical tools, big guy, live arm, and he just showed a lot of poise in OTAs. But as always, the challenge for him is going to be mental. How fast can he master Kellen Moore's offense, and make decisions on the NFL speed? Because I don't care where you played at, SEC, ACC, Big Ten. NFL speed is different. It's just a different level once you get it to this level. And right now, there's still no clear starter in mind, and it's gonna be crucial that he gets in the camp. And I'm hearing about what has been going on with him in regards to the holdout, possible holdout due to another rookie player from a different team, a second round pick. Him and his agent set a precedent, like a standard for how second round picks should be played, and now the rest of those guys are looking for that same amount of money. If he is not in camp by the time by the time it's time for him to be in camp, when the rookies report, this does play into the favor of Spencer Rattler. But overall, I do think they get it done. They have to get it done. Chuck has to get this done. You know, if he wants to have the upper hand on Spencer Rattler. But anyways, he got Shucks at number one on the list for breakout prospects. Then at two, he has left tackle, first round pick out of Texas at number nine, Kelvin Banks. You know, he's one of the most decorated offensive linemen in the 2025 class. Won the Outland Trophy last year, the Lombardi Award winner, and just allowed Shucks, not Shucks, but Kelvin Banks only allowed over um, four sacks and over 1,500 snaps at Texas. So if he can, transition quickly, the Saints may have locked down the left side of the line for the next decade. I mean, very, very few Saints rookies have opened their careers as long-term starters at left tackle. So Banks could be the guy to get that trend, to break that trend. So that he can be another. I think he's going to be another important aspect and another important asset that this team is going to need to succeed this upcoming season. If they want to have a shot at compete for a playoff berth on the NFC South. So Kelvin Banks at number two. Number three, he has Brandon Cooks, veteran wide receiver, 11-year vet, returns to where it all began. He has, he's not the burner that he once was, but he still has a lot left in the tank, in my opinion. He had 8 touchdowns with Dallas with the Cowboys last season, and looked sharp during off-season drills. So if he can stay healthy, he could give this team a veteran boost behind Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. So I agree with this one. Brandon Cooks at number 3. I mean, to me, like an ideal season for him would be 700, 800 yards receiving, give you 9 touchdowns, 65 receptions, 70 receptions. That would be an ideal um, season for him with New Orleans Saints and during his return. Number 4, he has another rookie on his list, Devin Neal, late round pick out of Kansas. And we all know Alvin Kamara is the lead running back, the lead dog. But Devin Neal could carve out a role with his team in his running back room. 6th round pick out of Kansas. He is the program's all-time leading rusher, ahead of players like the legendary Gale Sayers, the legendary John Riggins. Both of those guys are Hall of Famers. Neal is explosive, a reliable back, can hold on to the football, and if Kendrick Miller can't stay healthy, don't be surprised if Neal steals those reps. Real talk. It can happen real fast. So Devin Neal at Devin Neal at number 4 on this list. Devin Neal. Now at number 5, he goes with the tight end, another late round pick, Maliki. I'm pronouncing that right. Maliki Matalvo. And there's a lot of we all know there's a lot of uncertainty around Taysom Hill and Foster Moreau. Keep an eye on Matalvo, 7th round selection out of UCLA, 6'6", 263 pounds, and he's an athletic target, soft hands, big game production. Led the UCLA Bruins in receptions last season. He has an ability to block, stretch the field. He can also fast track into the rotation. He's a player that can fast track into this rotation, but it all depends on what happens in training camp. It all depends on what happens in these preseason games. That's his audition. You know, um, me personally, if you can still get somebody to take some Hill once he come back from that injury. If you still have anything left, you figure out a way to you learn how to manage his load, not allow him to, not overplay him in these games. I think you're gonna have a really good tight end room. You have Jawan Johnson, Matalvo, Foster Moreau, Taysom Hill. That would be a really good and productive tight end room. So at 5, he got Matalvo. Next on the list, he has on the defense. He goes with Devin Gacho, um, another local prospect, not prospect, another local player that's from the area out of Plaquemine, Louisiana. Um, Gacho, we all know about his production. Started over 109 games in the NFL. Really start against the run, disruptive against double teams, and gives this team an experienced anchor in the middle. And next on the list, he has Danny Stossman. I believe it was a 4th round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Um, this guy has great instincts, 4.52 speed, and he's also being viewed as a player that could become a special teams ace. But if an injury hits to any of the 2 linebackers, Demario Davis, P. Warner, don't rule out Stutzman stepping into a larger room quickly. Don't rule that out. Then he has Justin Reed on the list. Justin Reed, 2-time Super Bowl champion, comes over from the Kansas City Chiefs. Reed Jones, Tyrann Mathieu in the secondary. He's a guy that brings experience leadership, and a tackling ability that can instantly boost the back end of the secondary. And then there's also Quincy Riley out there. Uh, you know, he had 27 pass breakups last season, and 8 picks in college. He has elite ball skills and special team upside. So don't be shocked if he finds a way onto the a way. Riley doesn't find a way onto the field as well in certain nickel rotations. And now he has the special teams as well on here. James Burnup, um, Quincy Riley. I won't be surprised if any of these guys break out. Quincy Riley, Burnup, who may push Matt Hayball out the door. We'll see how it all play out. But Quincy Riley, Justin Reed, Denny Stutzman, got you. I want to be surprised if any of these guys break out because the reality is that um, if you got 10 guys on the list, right? 10 players on this list. At least if I would say 4 of these guys break out and have productive seasons, that will lead to more wins for the Saints. It would, because I believe if guys like Kelvin Banks can come in and produce, hold on the left side, if they can run the football with Devin Neal, Alvin Kamara, Kendrick Miller, this team will win more games. That's just the facts. If they can tackle, if they can get out there and effectively tackle compared to last season, this team can win more games. This team could probably reach 8 wins. This team could probably reach 7 wins. You know, so a lot can happen, man. A lot can happen. But if there's anybody I would like to add to this list, will be Jawan. Somebody like a Jawan Johnson. Jawan Johnson, Kendrick Miller, Bub Means, Bub Means, those type of players. Because if Bub Means can break out, if he can stay healthy, that would be your big body wide receiver. But we will see how it all play out, man. But just to recap what's on this list. Renee Nato has Tyler Shuck, Kelvin Banks, Brandon Cooks, Devin Neal, Maliki Matavo, Devin Gacho, Danny Stutzman, Justin Reed, James Burnup Porter, Quincy Riley as his 10 players that could break out, they believe has a chance to break out this season. So I think it's a solid read, and I agree with it. These are some players that can break out though. But I think if only you would need of the 10 players on this list, at least if 4 of them could break out, I think it could lead to more wins for this team. But we'll see how it all play out. Once the season kick off, training camp starts. They go next week, so finally get to see who's really in the lead for this battle for the quarterback position, starting quarterback position. So there's that. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.